Here's a fact that surprises most people. Outside of London, the largest concentration of financial services jobs in the United Kingdom isn't in Manchester or Birmingham, it's in Edinburgh. Scotland's capital quietly manages hundreds of billions of pounds in assets and employs tens of thousands of people in banking, insurance, pensions and asset management. Today, the 20th of June 2026, we're giving you a clear, no-nonsense update on where Edinburgh's financial sector stands right now, the banks, the money, the jobs, and the trends that actually matter. If you live here, work here, invest here, or you're simply curious about how a city of just over 500,000 people punches so far above its weight, stay with us. This is your Edinburgh financial update for today. Edinburgh's financial story is centuries deep. Scotland gave the world some of its earliest banking innovations. The Bank of Scotland, founded in 1695, was one of the first banks in Europe to issue its own paper currency, and to this day Scottish banks still print their own banknotes. The city also pioneered investment trusts in the 19th century, pooling ordinary people's savings to invest overseas. That heritage created deep expertise in managing other people's money. Today the financial and professional services sector contributes a substantial share of Scotland's economic output, and Edinburgh sits at the very heart of it. The combination of historic trust, world-class universities feeding in talent, and a tight cluster of firms within walking distance of each other has made the city a natural home for finance. When we talk about Edinburgh finance, we're talking about some serious names. NatWest Group, formerly Royal Bank of Scotland, still has deep roots and a major presence in the city. Lloyds Banking Group, through Bank of Scotland, employs thousands here. On the asset management side, Edinburgh is genuinely world-class. Aberdeen, formerly Standard Life Aberdeen, is headquartered in the city, and Baillie Gifford, the privately owned investment partnership famous for early bets on companies like Tesla and Amazon, manages well over £200 billion from its Edinburgh base. Add in major insurers, pension providers, and the global outsourcing arms of firms like JP Morgan and BlackRock, and you have a remarkably dense ecosystem. Few cities of Edinburgh's size anywhere in the world host this caliber of financial institution. The most exciting growth story in Edinburgh right now is financial technology. The city has become one of the UK's leading fintech hubs, supported by Fintech Scotland, an industry body that connects startups with established banks, regulators, and universities. Edinburgh-born success stories include FreeAgent, the cloud accounting software firm, and Modor, a payments specialist. The University of Edinburgh's strength in artificial intelligence and data science is a huge draw. It's home to one of the largest informatics departments in Europe, and that talent pipeline is feeding a wave of companies building payments, lending, fraud detection and digital banking tools. For job seekers, fintech is where much of the new hiring is happening, blending traditional financial knowledge with software and data skills. So what does this mean for employment? Financial and business services support well over 100,000 jobs across the Edinburgh city region, making it one of the most important employers in Scotland. Crucially, these tend to be high-value, well-paid roles. Edinburgh consistently records some of the highest average salaries and productivity levels outside London. Demand is strongest for people with skills in data analysis, cybersecurity, compliance, sustainable finance, and software engineering. The flip side is competition for housing and a tight labor market, which keeps wages relatively high but also pushes up living costs. If you're considering a finance career in Scotland, Edinburgh offers a rare combination: big city salaries and global employers, but with a far more manageable scale of life than London. No Edinburgh financial update is complete without the property market, because it touches everyone. Edinburgh has long been one of the most expensive places to buy a home in Scotland, with average prices well above the national figure, driven by strong demand, limited supply, and the city's enduring appeal. After the period of higher interest rates, mortgage costs remain a central concern for buyers and remortgagers, even as the Bank of England has moved cautiously. Rents have also climbed sharply in recent years, putting real pressure on younger workers and students. For anyone planning a move or an investment, the message is clear: Edinburgh property holds its value well, but affordability is stretched, so budgeting carefully and shopping around for mortgage deals matters more than ever. For investors with money in Edinburgh managed funds, the big themes of 2026 are familiar but important. Interest rate decisions from the Bank of England continue to drive bond and savings returns, so it's worth reviewing whether your cash is earning a competitive rate. Inflation, while cooler than its peak, still shapes everyday budgets and central bank policy. Edinburgh's asset managers remain heavily exposed to global equities, technology, and increasingly to sustainable and green investments, an area where Scotland is positioning itself as a leader, given its renewable energy resources. The practical takeaway: diversify, keep an eye on fees, and remember that the investment trusts pioneered in this very city remain one of the cheapest, most accessible ways for ordinary savers to access global markets. So here's the bottom line for today. Edinburgh remains a financial powerhouse far larger than its size suggests, anchored by historic banks, world-class asset managers like Baillie Gifford and Edinburgh, and a fast-growing fintech scene backed by exceptional university talent. The opportunities are real, especially in data, technology, and sustainable finance, but so are the pressures: high property costs and a tight, competitive market. Whether you're job hunting, investing, or simply keeping informed, the key is to stay current and act on accurate information rather than headlines. If this update helped you understand Scotland's financial capital a little better, do consider following along for our regular coverage. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next Edinburgh Financial Update.